Leave my master alone! As Oob charges at Boo and sucker punches him, causing Boo's eyes to pop out.
Prepare yourself, Dan Saiyan.
If you're interested in supporting the channel and would like a dope set of drip, I have a brand new merch line in the Blackscape store. I already have Ultra Instinct Shaggy on there. I already have Epsilon Goku, but the newest edition is Super Saiyan 100. That is the first ever Super Saiyan 100 on a t-shirt. Make sure you go ahead and check it out while supplies last. I'm gonna leave a link to it in the description below in the top comment. I'm telling you, the drip is real. What is up, guys? Blackscape here, and I'm hoping that you had a fantastic Thanksgiving if you're in the US and you're celebrating the holiday, because today I have actually a very special Dragon Ball fan manga for you guys. This was made by the creator of Dragon Ball V, the story of Super Saiyan God of Destruction Vegeta in Universe 6. I've covered it a few times on this channel, and other channels have done it as well. This is actually a Dragon Ball fan manga he did right before that series, in between that and Dragon Ball Infinity, and it is a special Dragon Ball fan manga for the anniversary of the end of Dragon Ball Z. What kind of training did Goku take Oob to? What is Oob's purpose in the Dragon Ball Z going into Dragon Ball GT and maybe possibly Super World? Well, Jordan Lee from Dragon Ball V is here to answer those questions. Let's go ahead and jump in. Earth. The year is age 785. Goku has recently picked up Oob, but one thing that we did not see in that End of Z episode is that he has also picked up Pan for further training as they head over to Kami's Lookout to see exactly what their future has in store for them. This is where I learned some of my most important lessons. I see. So that's the plan. Special training? Yup, you've made great progress, but I realized that you're having trouble with holding back against me. So I have a plan. I need an opponent who's not afraid of killing me. No offense. You're going to meet who you used to be. As Oob looks perplexed, leaving me to believe that there has been quite some time after Goku has picked up Oob, and now he's training Oob with Pan, but at this point in time, he may not have told Oob exactly who he used to be. This is the time room, as Goku leads Oob into a room filled with thousands upon thousands of clocks. This is the room that allows you to go back in time, Goku explains, but technically all of it is an illusion. They're not messing with time in this room, but everything feels real. This actually seems like the filler episode where Popo takes Tien, Yamcha, and Krillin to meet the Saiyans, and they get Saiyans from the past where they actually almost lose their lives to them, so this could actually be the same spin-off. Goku realizes that when Oob gets really mad, a bunch of latent energy and power leaks out, but Oob suppresses it because that's not really him. Goku explains that used to be you, and that's why you get this sudden urge of power. So what's going to happen now is that Goku is going to train Pan and Oob, and then they're going to meet the last incarnation of Oob, so that way Oob can see who he used to be and try to control that power. But first, training by Mr. Popo, as Oob and Pan both train in being as still as a deer caught by a hunter to as quick as lightning. They train with Mr. Popo before the training with Goku begins. Now the real training begins, and for this part, Mr. Popo needs a clump of each of their hair. But Pan, this is where she draws the line. She's tired and she doesn't want Popo to touch her hair. So Pan sits this one out as Mr. Popo uses Oob's hair to continue their next part of training, but Goku wants in. Goku's like, can you just take some of my hair so that way I can be part of this training too? Mr. Popo warns him that with your current level of power, making this happen for you may be a little bit dangerous. But as Goku begs Mr. Popo smiles and says, you'll never change. That's fine, I'll go ahead and do the exact same thing for you. A weird doll shows up right in front of them, and Mr. Popo says that if you land a clean hit on this doll, it will disappear. But that will be the end of your training, so how powerful is this doll? We're about to find out. Per instinct, Oob just charges in and gets swatted back. The doll fights on instinct alone. It will use the most efficient and deadly techniques automatically, so this is a serious situation because not only is the doll basically Oob, but the doll will do whatever it takes, pull whatever trigger it needs to put Oob down and defend itself, something that Oob at this point won't do himself. He's not a killer. And as the fighting continues, Oob begins to get even more and more riled up as more of his latent power begins to leak through. As you can tell by his iris changing, it looks like it's changing maybe pink because that dormant energy is coming through, which to me, the latent power Oob with Boo inside of him, which happened in Dragon Ball Deliverance and other Dragon Ball fan mangas, that is my favorite version of Oob. I like where Oob has Boo as basically a Chinchuriki, or he's basically a Chinchuriki. He's got the nine-tailed fox inside of him, but it's basically just Kid Boo. I like that. But this charging with anger does nothing as the doll basically steps on Oob's head. He did the exact same thing he just did earlier, so Oob is still basically a noob at fighting. So the answer isn't getting strength and that's it. The answer isn't getting fast and that's it. The answer is being everything. Basically, keep your mind and heart quiet. Be quick, not fast. Be quick like lightning and be as solid as stone. He has to control his emotions and his emotional outbursts and control that power within him, which is very important for a character like this that could easily turn into a villain because he's got that evil inside of him. And so Oob tries. And as the doll comes up to swat Oob away and sees the wide opening, so I'm assuming that's why he jumped right in, Oob looks like he either is in control of the Boo monster inside of him, or he's going into Ultra Instinct and instinctively dodges out of the way, only to deliver a knockout kick that ends the doll's career right there. Because this is black and white, we won't know until a few more moments whether this is Ultra Instinct or this is Boo. Mr. Popo shocked, so is Goku and Pan. What was that? Was that what I think it was? It seems controlling his emotion and the power that comes from his emotional outbursts has had an unexpected side effect. He tapped into more of his latent power than before. So it looks like he's not an Ultra Instinct. He's just more in control of that power, that Boo power inside of him. Which is good because now it looks like he's ready to go into the Room of Time and complete his actual training. The actual reason that they're there. Even Mr. Popo says that he should be fine. Goku gives him one last pep talk. Oob, don't worry. After what I just saw, I know you can do this. Just remember, control your emotions and clear your mind. You'll be stronger than you could ever been before. As Mr. Popo activates the Room of Time, Oob gets shot down a rabbit hole and heads straight to the last moments of his previous life. You fought hard all by yourself. I hope you get reincarnated as a good guy so I can fight you one-on-one. I'll be training and waiting, and at that moment, Oob smashes into Goku's head, allowing Boo to push off the spirit bomb and avoid certain death. Everyone in shock and Goku not knowing exactly what just happened. It looks like Oob inadvertently saved Boo. And I don't know, I'm just glad that nothing changes the time flow in this room. But I do like the little added bush instead of push. Boo says boosh. That's cute. Goku immediately recognizes Oob's aura, but that doesn't last very long as Kid Boo jumps up and side swipes Goku's head clean off his shoulders, although he went with it into one of the cliffs along the edge. And then Goku comes up dangerously damaged, but in Super Saiyan 3 because he's still in the fight, and he attacks Boo with everything he has left. Back at Kami's lookout, Goku in the future essentially is facing off against his doll, and he kind of just goes for it all at once and uses Kamehameha Wave to kind of attack the doll without really giving him any room to dodge. But it looks like the Kamehameha Wave had no effect because I'm assuming Goku actually has to land a punch on this guy. And Goku's excited. He doesn't think that he even has to go into Ultra Instinct to defeat this guy, and he's just happy to finally get an opponent that's at his same level. So it looks like he has Ultra Instinct in this at the end of Z, which is probably an added flair, some added flair that Jordan is trying to put in here because obviously that wouldn't make any sense. This is not Dragon Ball Super. But again, this is just a Dragon Ball fan manga, so I don't really mind that at all. And Mr. Popo gives Goku like one final warning. He's like, you wanted an opponent that was not afraid to cap you, so hopefully you didn't get more than you wished for, because Goku attacks this guy and he gets pushed off into the distance. As Goku stops himself from moving, realizing how scary and creepy this doll actually is, as the doll turns slowly to look at him. Han is a little worried, and then Mr. Popo kind of says something real deep here. He says, well, your grandfather wanted an opponent who wouldn't hold back. Goku's a bit hypocritical in that way because he more than not pulls his punches out of fear of needlessly hurting his opponent. So basically what Mr. Popo is saying is that Goku wants an opponent that won't be afraid to kill him, basically a bad guy, but Goku actually pulls his punches a lot to not kill people. Goku onslaught begins again, but the guy just blocks it all and then hits him in the side of the neck, putting him on the ground, probably hitting a vital point in his neck, and Goku is forced to use a senzu bean. This is not going to be easy. Back in the Room of Time, Kid Buu is at the point where he's going to kill Goku. Goku really had only that one shot with the Spirit Bomb back then to kill Kid Buu. If he did not have the Spirit Bomb, Kid Buu would still be alive and he would have killed Goku. There's no real way that they would have been able to save themselves short of fusing together, but I don't think Kid Buu would have given them that much time to. And so with Oob watching this is too much for him to bear. He's seeing Goku, his life flash before his eyes. He sees Goku dying, and he pulls that Buu inside of him and goes in for the side swipe, punching Buu right in the face. Vegeta probably pissed off that there's somebody else coming out of nowhere that is as strong or stronger than what he realized, or stronger than him. You see that this punch actually did some damage on Buu, and Buu is furious for the sucker punch. Oob saves Goku and reverts his attention back to Buu, and he actually looks like he's harnessed a lot of that Buu ki from inside himself. As Oob faces off hand in hand, blow for blow against Kid Buu, Goku starts realizing that Buu is getting stronger and stronger with every punch, and then he starts thinking, man, this kid's amazing, and he did hear him call him master. Again, glad that none of this actually changes the timeline because everything's protected, but at the same time, it's kind of cool to see this dynamic. Buu finally gets Oob back for that sucker punch from earlier, but unfortunately for him, that punch really didn't do much against Oob, to Buu's anger, as Oob basically uses the exact same technique that the doll did against him and kicks him into the ground. Vegeta and Goku both realize something very important in this fight. Vegeta realizes the same thing he did back in DBS Broly. The angrier that he gets, the stronger he gets, but Goku is a little bit deeper than that. He realizes that Oob's heart is not in it. He's copying all of Buu's moves, and he is stronger, but his heart is not into killing Buu. So how is he going to take him out? Oob seems to be at his limit, as Buu basically does the exact same thing that he just did to him and pushes his face into the ground. Goku calls out to him, and Goku tells him, I know how you feel. I know you want to see the good in everyone, and I know you want to improve everyone and everything. A strong opponent who's a good sport and a good person is a lot better, huh? I gave the little bit of good that was there a chance, and he's here now, mentioning Fat Buu. Free your mind and your heart, and don't think too much about it. Balance what is good for you and your opponent with the danger of this fight, and you'll be fine. Your guilt and your anger will be under control. If I had the power, I would want to save even that Buu, but I don't have it. The little guy is pure evil. You need to end this. Another life is his only hope. We gave him a chance, that's all you can do. And that's Goku basically telling Buu that you need to man up and kill this guy because this guy is pure evil. You have to pull the trigger, and that's something that Buu has to learn, and that's something that even future Goku is trying to teach Oob. You can do this, kid, as an explosion engulfs the immediate area. Buu was tired of Goku's speech, and he actually shot a blast that more than likely killed both Goku and Vegeta. Those were Goku's last words to anyone, and this is enough to push Oob over the edge. He was not strong enough to save Goku and Vegeta, and he's not strong enough to save the entire galaxy. He thinks, Master, even when I was an unchangeable monster, you believed I could have been better, be better, even if in another life you wanted that for me. You want me to cast aside my anger, you want me to cast aside the monster I once was, and Fat Boot looks in astonishment as Oop's hair begins to change into white. As Goku struggles to even land one punch on his puppet, the puppet basically dodges and moves around with ease. It's essentially not really taking Goku seriously at this point, as the doll begins to transform, and Pan is shocked that he actually would transform because he's just a doll. But Popo says, yes, the doll is a perfect copy of Goku made from his DNA, but rather than choose to abuse its ability to adapt like Goku for efficiency purposes, the doll will transform as Goku adapts and grows to compensate. So this doll more than likely could go Ultra Instinct against Goku, and that's why Mr. Popo warned against it, that it's not a good idea to make a doll out of Goku. And Goku, I mean, he didn't hear about it. He didn't think about it. He didn't even question it. The doll at this point is killing Goku right in front of Pan's eyes, and Pan is shook. She doesn't know what to do. She thinks it's going to kill him. That's when Vegeta shows up to save the day. Goku literally saw his life flash before his eyes, and Vegeta was the one who saved him. Vegeta, I believe, is in Super Saiyan God, maybe Super Saiyan Blue. It's hard to tell with black and white, but he says he can handle this copy of Goku no problem. He just says, Goku, eat one of the beans and I'll take care of this, as he gets punched right in the face by the copy. That punch was enough to tell Vegeta everything he needed to know. The thing does not fight like Goku, it fights like somebody else, because it nearly killed Vegeta with that punch and gave him everything that he had, and now it's mimicking him using the power of Super Saiyan God. So Vegeta wasn't Super Saiyan God. Unlike Goku, this thing isn't afraid to kill. I feel like this is like a spin-off episode of Dragon Ball Super all on its own. Of course Goku would cause this kind of problem. The chance to fight Kakarot without his weakness. The thought is exhilarating as Vegeta begins to laugh and power up, only to attack the doll yet again. But even then, he quickly realizes the doll is far too powerful. It is really creepy, as you can tell right here. The mask is cracked underneath. It's like a creepy ass face, but it is just laying into Vegeta, trying to kill him with every chance that he can, with every blow that he can. This thing is ruthless. Goku in turn saves Vegeta and yells at it, saying, you're supposed to be fighting me, because Goku's back at 100, and they begin to spar again. So this is what it's come to, Kakarot. You're now adapting to your own power. I guess you saw this as a way of ridding yourself of the need to transform. As the puppet pushes Goku into the stratosphere, into space, and then transforms fully into what I can only assume is Ultra Instinct. The doll always only reacted on instinct alone. Goku conquered the doll long ago, but as we know, Ultra Instinct provides much more. This is Goku's final test. Literally all Goku has to do is land a punch on this thing and it will disappear. So Goku, I mean, that's like literally all you gotta do. But in Ultra Instinct, fighting an Ultra Instinct user, that's going to be easier said than done. And a few seconds later, Goku is again losing against this creature. He is at his last limit and is eating his last sensu bean. What is he going to do? And of course, everything that everyone should have seen coming is this thing charging up a Kamehameha wave from the stratosphere, as Goku knows that if the thing hits Earth, if this blast hits Earth, then the planet is done for, leaving Goku no choice than to go into Ultra Instinct himself. And with great paneling exchange, we see that Oob himself has also gone into Ultra Instinct. So I believe earlier he actually did go into Ultra Instinct, but maybe like a version mixed with Boo's power. But as you can see right here, this is pure Ultra Instinct. Unless his hair is pink, this is pure Ultra Instinct. And Oob walks right up to Boo, who cannot land a punch on him. So now we know who would win. Kid Boo versus any Ultra Instinct user. Boo can't land a punch on them. He's all attack and no finesse. Boo pulls back and begins to charge up a Kamehameha wave, but this is nothing against the power of Oob's Ultra Instinct, as Oob pops up right behind him, and we see the transition here where Goku pops up right behind the doll. And both the doll and Boo miss their Kamehameha wave because they cannot hit Goku or Oob because they're an Ultra Instinct, and Oob hits Boo with a devastating attack that annihilates him with one punch. And Goku lands a punch finally on his doll, eviscerating it from existence. And this is where Oob returns back from the plane of time to Kami's lookout. Goku sees that Oob is violently landing on Kami's lookout, so In a split second, he catches him and they land gracefully on the white tiles. Both of them exhausted from their fights that they just had. Exhilarated, Pan is happy that the fight is finally over because she thought Goku was going to die. Hey Pan, it's okay. I had everything under control. You'll always be safe with me, I promise. But Pan isn't taking that for a second because the planet was about to blow up. Listen Pan, if that had been a real bad guy and he had been that strong, we would have been in real trouble. No matter how many times I almost die, it's necessary so I can be the strongest to protect you all, and as long as I'm around, Earth will be safe. And when I'm not, I'll make sure Oob is strong enough to do the same. Oob gets bandaged up by Pan, and Goku apologizes that he had eaten all the senzu beans, but there was still one left as Mr. Popo hands it to Oob. I guess Mr. Popo thought ahead and realized that they may need this in case Goku actually dies or loses. Kakarot, I came here for a reason. Goku instinctually reacts and says that yes, you want a rematch, huh? But that's not it at all. I was visited by Lord Champa, the Destroyer from Universe 6. He came to warn me that the Saiyans of the 6th universe are in danger. Said it was his way of repaying the favor for saving Kaba in the Tournament of Power. I came to ask you to stay out of it this time. Are you sure, Vegeta? Sounds like it could be dangerous. Yes, I need to do this alone. I'm tired of you saving the day. I want to be independent of your meddling. Okay, Vegeta. But if you need me, I'm here. And Vegeta takes his leave, obviously to start Dragon Ball V, which is the newest project from Jordan Durham. It's essentially just God of Destruction Vegeta going to Universe 6. So this is almost like a prequel to that. So maybe we'll see Oob in Ultra Instinct in Dragon Ball V. Maybe we'll see something like that. Not sure. Vegeta did tell him to stay out of the way, so probably not. And now Oob is ready for the Room of Spirit and Time. But first, they have to eat. And it seems like this tale ends on a happy ending with a large amount of food from Mr. Popo and both of the heroes sleeping. And so Son Goku manages to push Oob to heights beyond what Buu could ever achieve, and his own powers as well. What's next for these two? Which could lead to more stories after Dragon Ball V for this version of Goku and Oob, which I totally would want to see. And we finally end this off with the beginning of Dragon Ball V with Vegeta in the cube. He has finally landed on planet Sadala, and that is the end of this Dragon Ball fan manga. This is great work. Not only is this a tribute to Dragon Ball Z's ending, but it's also a tribute to the beginning of Dragon Ball V. It is the prequel to Dragon Ball V. It's done very well, and honestly, it was a great read. It was a great, enjoyable read. Jordan, you've done it again. Well, you did this a long time ago. I'm just catching up to it now. Can't wait to continue with Dragon Ball V and see what you got in store for us there. This is going to be Blackscape signing off. Take care, guys.
Subscribe for more content. Or perish.